Did it. Who you gonna call? Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by, and it's really crazy that I just found this recently doing some spring messing. Most people do spring cleaning, but as I talked about in a former video, whenever I try to do spring cleaning, it turns more into spring messing, making a bigger mess than cleaning anything. But at any rate, weeks ago I was doing some spring messing and actually came across this, and it's just like, wow, how perfect timing, as I'm pretty sure this year 2024 is the 40th anniversary of the classic film by the name of Ghostbusters. I was a impressionable little, kind of a kid, 7 years old. My mom took me to see Ghostbusters, and it kind of scared me. The ghost at the very beginning in the library scared me, and I think that was probably maybe the scariest part for me. And I think it is like the scariest image of the movie is that, like, almost 3D ghost at the very beginning in the library coming at camera. But yeah, my mom took me to Ghostbusters 40 years ago around this time, and at least that part kind of scared the crap out of me, and I probably enjoyed the rest of it. But I imagine we would have gotten this around the same time, and I'm just happened, just by chance, 40 years later, I came across this doing some spring cleaning, if you will, and I thought, wow, what a perfect year to stop on by. And is this the first time I'm going to read you a book? I think it very well might be the first time I'm going to read you guys a book. Basically, I'm coming at you to basically showcase and read at the same time this Ghostbusters little mini storybook with 12 collector's stickers inside, featuring the ugly little Spud coming your way to showcase and read to you. What the hell is this? Yeah, I guess a little mini book, storybook of Ghostbusters. As we can see on the inside, there's a little bit of a drawing recreation and a little bit of adding to it as well of the image of the three of them that is featured on the front cover. Ghostbusters, adapted by Christopher Brown, copyright 1984, Columbia Pictures Industries Incorporated, all rights reserved, made in USA. There's the ISBN number. Antioch. Is that Antioch Publishing Company, Yellow Springs, Ohio. Taking a closer look at the front cover, basically got that classic image of the three Ghostbusters before Winston became a part of the trio, making it a foro? I don't know, making it four of them. The three main Ghostbusters there. You can see the 12 collector's stickers inside, and you can also see on the bottom corner there, featuring the ugly little Spud, of course, that Slimer. Taking a look at the back, very simple, mostly black. We've got a white area with a barcode, top corner, $1.95. In Canada, $2.50. We've got Antioch Publishing Company logo and their info, Yellow Springs, Ohio, zip code. And now let's get into the storybook. Alright kids, gather around. Meet Peter, Ray, and Egon, the Ghostbusters. Their job is to search out and destroy ghosts, goblins, ghouls, and other strange visitors from beyond the grave. Their first case was an eerie phantom in the public library. A free-roaming, vaporous, full-torso apparition, Ray called it breathlessly. Scared the socks off of some poor librarian. The library ghost tossed books around, reshuffled the entire filing system, and covered everything with disgusting ectoplasmic goo. The worst of all, when the Ghostbusters tried to speak to it, the library ghost changed into a raging, demon-like specter and blasted them with a single word: quiet. That was a defeat for the Ghostbusters. When they stopped running, Peter, Ray, and Egon realized that they needed some powerful equipment in order to catch ghosts. Soon, armed with special jumpsuits, deadly proton packs, and flip-down ecto-visors, the Ghostbusters began their work in earnest. The ectomobile, equipped for any emergency, carried them swiftly through the streets toward the cry of help. A ghost! Never fear, the Ghostbusters are here, announced Peter. Stand aside, folks. Scientists at work. Using their powerful proton packs, the Ghostbusters captured every evil spirit that came their way. Each ugly spook was forced into a specially designed trap from which there was no escape. Egon's scientific genius made sure of that. Back at headquarters, the traps were emptied into a giant storage facility that kept the ghosts safe and sound. The fame of the Ghostbusters spread far and wide. Everyone who heard a bump in the night, or saw strange lights, or heard moaning voices began to call Ghostbuster headquarters. One day, the phone rang. Janine, the secretary, took a message, then shouted, "We got one!" The Ghostbusters leaped into their jumpsuits, grabbed their equipment, and tore off in the ectomobile to a nearby hotel. "Thank you for coming," said the hotel manager as they trooped into the lobby. "The guests are starting to ask questions, and I'm running out of excuses." On the 12th floor of the hotel, the Ghostbusters met a ghastly new foe. A nasty, foul-smelling green vapor that looked like a potato. It was stuffing its face with food from a room service cart. "That's the nastiest thing I've ever seen," cried Ray. He fired his particle thrower, but the ugly little spud dodged. The ion stream seared the wallpaper instead. "It's here, Ray," radioed Peter from the other end of the hall. "It's looking at me." The ugly little spud, hovering in the air, grinned devilishly at Peter and floated toward him. "Here he comes," Peter quivered. "Oh no! Ah!" When Ray arrived on the scene, Peter was lying on his back in a pool of icky, smelly goo. "It slimed me," groaned Peter. "Ugh! Yuck! I've been slimed!" Soon the Ghostbusters cornered the ugly little spud in the hotel ballroom. Peter, Ray, and Egon trained their ion streams while the disgusting apparition pigged out on a banquet prepared for the hotel guests. "Ray, give me one stream wide, right?" Peter ordered. "I'll go wide left. Egon, you cut 'em off." Blasting away, the Ghostbusters succeeded in destroying most of the beautiful ballroom. But at last, the ugly little spud was trapped. Meanwhile, atop a giant apartment building in the heart of the city, strange forces were at work. Lightning flashed and thunder rumbled as thick clouds swirled around the building's top floor. A deep voice snarled the horrible words. "Prepare for Gozer the Gozeria." At Ghostbusters headquarters, other unexpected events were taking place. Egon peered into the TV monitor, which kept an eye on the ghosts imprisoned in the storage facility. "I'm worried, Ray," he said. "It's getting crowded in there. If my readings are right, we could have a massive PKE surge." "What's that mean?" asked Ray. Egon rolled his eyes. "Boom!" he said. Suddenly, the headquarters floor began to shake. A terrible, whining noise came from the storage facility. "Run!" shouted Egon. The Ghostbusters beat it upstairs and out into the street. With a roar like 10 jet airliners, the storage facility exploded, shooting a column of multicolored ectoplasm into the sky. High above the city, the column burst like 4th of July fireworks. As the crowd below oohed and awed, the streams of energy surged toward Gozer, the Gozerian's stormy apartment building. "What's going on around here?" demanded the mayor of the city. "I don't know," answered the police chief. "But if I were you, I'd call the Ghostbusters." When the ectomobile arrived at City Hall, Peter, Ray, and Egon raced into the mayor's office. Secretaries and aides and city officials scurried in all directions, horrified by the strange supernatural events. "This city is headed for disaster," warned Peter. "The old Sumerian demon Gozer has returned. When our storage facility exploded, Gozer gained enough power to take over the world." "Well, you guys better do something about it," ordered the mayor. Arriving at the apartment building, the Ghostbusters struggled through the excited crowd. "Go get 'em, Ghostbusters! All right, Ghostbusters! Hurrah!" the crowd cheered. With their faithful assistant, Winston, Peter, Ray, and Egon headed up the stairs. After an exhausting climb, they reached the roof. Clouds swirled, thunder crashed, a giant, weird-looking temple, buzzing with supernatural energy, stood before them. Crouching at the entrance were 2 terrible dogs, their eyes glowing red with menace. "I thought this apartment building didn't allow pets," quipped Peter. "Man, talk about doggy breath." Lightning snapped across the sky, and the dogs snarled ferociously. Suddenly, the temple door swung open, and out stepped a frightful figure. "I am Gozer, the Gozerian," the monster said in a hissing voice. "Who are you?" "We're the Ghostbusters," announced Ray. "We're going to turn you into toast." The Ghostbusters fired their ion streams, but Gozer, an agile acrobat, leaped out of the way. "Subhumans!" roared Gozer. "The traveler has come. Choose and perish." "What do you mean, choose?" asked Ray. Egon had the answer. "Whatever comes into your minds will be the way Gozer destroys us. Don't think of anything." "Too late," groaned Ray. "I already did. It just popped into my head." The sound of gigantic footsteps began to echo between the buildings. "Oh no, there it is. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I tried to think of the most harmless thing. Something that could never destroy us. Something I loved as a kid." The happy-faced destructor lurched slowly down the street. Cars and buses were crushed under its feet. People ran screaming. Doom was near. "Hit him!" cried Peter. The Ghostbusters turned their ion streams on the fluffy giant as the smell of cooking marshmallow filled the air. The creature bellowed and began to climb the apartment building. "Now we made him mad," gulped Winston. "We're going to be squashed by a 100-foot marshmallow," Peter mumbled under his breath. "Shoot the terror dogs," ordered Egon. "Cross the ion beams for more power. If we destroy the temple, we'll destroy everything. It's our only chance." The Ghostbusters fired at the terror dogs. Under the crossed ion beams, the foul beasts exploded. Then the entire front of Gozer's temple went up in smoke and flame. A fierce gust of wind swirled away dogs, temple, Gozer, and the flaming, stay-puffed Marshmallow Man. Tons of warm marshmallow fluff fell into the streets, covering everything in sight. In the silence that followed, the Ghostbusters, coated with goo, hardly believed they had won. "Everybody okay?" asked Ray. "Anybody got a large cup of hot chocolate?" asked Peter, wiping the disgusting mess from his face. In the street below, everything for blocks was covered with smoking marshmallow fluff. As the Ghostbusters walked out of the ruined apartment building, an enthusiastic, though sticky crowd began to cheer with joy. "We ain't afraid of no ghosts," they shouted, raising their arms in salute. The Ghostbusters sang out, "Who you gonna call?" And the crowd answered, "Ghostbusters." On the last page here, I'm not exactly sure what the hell would have happened to all 12 stickers, but as you can see, there's a place to place stickers here, and I placed, 4, 5, 6, half of them on the place to place the stickers. Unfortunately, it's a bummer that I had to do anything with them at all, but I did. Chances are, look at how well some of them are put in there. Yeah, I doubt I'm the one who placed these stickers, because some of them are actually inserted absolutely perfectly. It looks like Venkman there is a little sloppy. Maybe I did that one, but the other ones, like Stay Puffed and Ray and the first one with the logo, look really great. But it's a bummer that I ripped out the stickers, and who knows where the other 6 ended up. But we've got place stickers here section, and that's where I placed those stickers. And yeah, pretty cool collectible. Obviously, it'd be much better if all 12 stickers were included and not placed. Well, it'd be even cooler if they were placed in the place stickers here place, just to see all 12 of them would be cool. But I guess that pretty much does it for this video. I think it's a first. It took over a decade of this channel's existence for me to read you a bedtime story with a storybook, movie, little mini book, child's little mini book adaptation of the movie. No frickin' Sigourney Weaver character. And for a while there, I was reading, it was like, is Winston gonna even be in there? Well, Winston, the assistant, did show up, and there is a picture of him in there. So yay for that. But no Sigourney Weaver or Rick Moranis. I mean, you only got a limited amount of time and space and stuff, so I guess you got to condense it. But that was kind of cool, frickin' reading that for the first time in probably 40 years. I mean, I would imagine that was read to me 40 years ago or whatever, but and probably, also 30 years ago and 10 years, 20 years ago and 10 years ago, and I was able to finally read it myself now, 40 years later. Just kidding. But at any rate, I hope you guys enjoyed my showcasing and reading of that mini Ghostbusters storybook from 1984, frickin' 40 years ago. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, we'll catch you on the next video. Prepare for Gozer the Gozerian.